and look after your local camera shop as well. Very, very important thing to have in your life. If I hadn't had mine there, I wouldn't have been able to sate my need to buy something that day. And yeah, just use them, okay? You may pay a little bit extra sometimes, but trust me, it is worth it. All right.
During the meanwhilest... No.
Well, hello. It's Dexter and me back with yet another Tech Tuesday video for us to get our nashes into and review something. Right. The lens. Well, it's no surprise now. It's the Viltrox 23mm f1.4 is the lens that I bought, and the lens that I shall be kind of reviewing today. Let's get one thing straight though. I had absolutely zero intention of buying this lens. I bought it a week after my ill health bad news, and the day before my 37th.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Birthday, as I really needed to resort to some sort of retail therapy to see me through the bleakness of my rather depressing situation. So there it was. I found myself on the 6th of March this year in Swansea Camera Centre speaking to the man about getting a new lens. I had absolutely no idea about what I was going to buy, just that I needed to buy something, anything even, to cheer myself up. And so it was that the man, the lovely man in Swansea Camera Centre, produced this Viltrox lens, an ex-demo model at an incredible discount, to be honest. And I had my XT2 with me in the shop, so I stuck it on the front of that, and I was surprised by both the speed and the silentness. That's not really a word, is it? Silentness. Quietness and silence. There we are. And we get it in the end of the lens. And so I bought it without really knowing or needing it for any sort of purpose at all, really. But it satisfied my need to buy something, so I was happy. And then I got it home, put it on my shelf, and well, I forgot about it really until it came time for me to film some videos for this channel. Now my go-to video lens is my Fuji 10-24 f4, but it's an f4, so I find myself, particularly indoors, having to boost my ISO quite high sometimes to get anything resembling a decent exposure, bearing in mind that I like to do things properly, as I like to call it, and film at 25 frames per second with a 1/50th shutter speed. Now outdoors this isn't an issue because there you're looking to reduce light, if anything, and I can cut light with my variable ND filter. But indoors you're having to add artificial light mostly, and even adding everything I've got here. I was still having to up the ISO on my 10-24. Now I could use my 16mm f1.4, but two reasons why I don't like using that. Firstly, it's not very flattering. It's very, very wide, that lens. And secondly, the AF motor is really noisy. Now that's not Fuji's fault. It's not a video lens. It's not a video optimized lens. So you know, I have used it, but it's not my go-to one. And ditto the 27mm f2.8. That's just a little bit too tight, but the autofocus motor on that, my word, it is like it's like you're filming next to the M4 motorway. It is so noisy. Anyway, faced with all the usual problems then of filming indoors with some decent footage that I wanted to get, I thought, why not stick the Viltrox on? It's in between the 16 and the 27, so it's it's not going to be too wide, it's not going to be too tight, and really it solved all my woes. With an abundance of light at f1.4, I can shoot. I'm shooting this at base ISO of 160 indoors. I mean, come on, that's I've never been able to do that before. The AF motor is as silent can be. You know, I can't hear it operating at all. So the only real question then, or the only real unknown, was the AF performance. Now, I like to shoot all my videos using Fujifilm's eye detect autofocus in my X-T4, and while not perfect, yeah, it's good enough. But with the f4 on my 10-24, it can struggle sometimes, especially when I like to film in what I call, you know, a cozy lightning environment. But it's not a problem with the Viltrox though. It seems very, very, very capable. It latches onto my eye. Seems to work perfectly well with the X-T4's IAF. Reviewing, I've shot. This is now the third or fourth video I've shot with it, and reviewing the footage up to date, it's only really lost me once or twice, which is, you know, excellent in my mind, and certainly much better than the 10-24 and the 16 could cope with. So it's all sweetness and light then. Well, mainly, to be honest. I mean, construction-wise, the lens seems really very well made, and it balances perfectly on my X-T4 and on my X-T2 and my X-T5, and it looks particularly lovely, in fact, on my XE1. And as far as shooting stills is concerned, that is going to be my go-to place for this lens. I think will be stuck to the front of the XE1 and go out and do some, you know, general purpose out and about street type, documentary type photography with it. AF is absolutely fine, as I said. It's as fast as you'd like, as quiet as you'd like, and when switching to manual focus, the focus ring, it's a lovely size, and got a lovely throw on it, and it's beautifully damped as well. Filter size, it's a 52mm front filter thread, so a standard size, and I already had a 52 to 72 step up ring for my video filters. Yeah, so it's been fine for that. There's only one downside though, and that is the aperture collar. Although it has a dedicated and numbered aperture collar where it should be next to the lens mount as well, it's not a clipped one. It's got what I would call a small, well, more of an indentation really, between the A positions and F16. But for the rest of it, it goes from f1.4 to f16 smoothly with no clicks. There are, I think it's 1/3. I just checked. Yep, there are 1/3 f-stop marks on it, which is something. And as the lens communicates nicely with the camera body, I get full EXIF data on all my images. Image quality wise, it's absolutely fine. I'm no pixel peeping lens reviewer, and no doubt if I were, I might think differently, but as far as I'm concerned, the images, and in particular the video, are more than okay. Viltrox really seem to be making a name for themselves in the Fujifilm X-mount world right now, with a highly acclaimed, really highly acclaimed 75mm and their 13mm getting rave reviews, and in fact the 13 may well be on my list for my next lens purchase. Right then, have you tried Viltrox lenses, and if so, what did you think of them? I know Enrique, who watches these videos, wasn't that impressed with it may have been even this 23mm Viltrox lens, wasn't that impressed with his, and he sent it back. But I think he may have had a bad copy, because my experience with it is very different. Anyway, I would be interested to hear your thoughts and comments in the obviously in the comment section below. Right then, that is it for this week's Tech Tuesday video. I'm not going to make any promises about forthcoming videos, because I completely messed that up last video round. So God only knows what's going to be coming. On the channel shortly. I'll make no promises, and everything is subject to change anyway. Right then, as usual, stay safe, stay well, look after yourselves, your loved ones, your pets, and look after your local camera shop as well. Very, very important thing to have in your life. If I hadn't had mine there, I wouldn't have been able to sate my need to buy something that day. And yeah, just use them, okay? You may pay a little bit extra sometimes, but trust me, it is worth it. All right. Okay, be nice. All right, just be nice, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ra.